My name's CJ Catchambone, owner of Seaside Development. We just finished framing. We're wrapping this building right now, and we're a few months away from finishing. And in today's video, I'm gonna walk you through really the deal and the cost breakdown for kind of each step. So starting from the beginning, how we found this deal. This deal was actually off market. My business partner, who I own this with, does a lot in the design and architecture space. An agent reached out to him and was like, hey, can you do a feasibility study for this building? He sent the deal to me, and I was like, dude, we gotta buy this building. And so we ended up actually just buying it from that agent. And so we've owned this for about 1.5 years now. It took us about 1 year to get permits. We kind of changed the floor plans, a few things. But these projects usually take about 7 months from breaking to finishing. I'm gonna walk you through all the steps. So phase 1 is the dirt. You usually have to obviously grade, do soils compaction, right? Because you're gonna be putting footings in that dirt. And then we do a soils report too, just in case the building moves or does anything. Legally, we're on the hook for many years as the kind of contractor and builder. And so, definitely want to do it right. And oftentimes foundations are the biggest issues with buildings. And so for us, it costs about 25 grand, 15K for all the soils work, and then 10K for the compaction report, just because they're literally like cutting the dirt back, filling it. The soils engineers, they're literally digging holes, checking the dirt. It's expensive. From there, you dig your footings. For this project, it costs us about 25K to dig all the footings, put what we call visqueen in, bring in your sand, your rebar, all that fun stuff. And then you have concrete. Just this alone, you can't really see, but these footings go down 3 feet. Even though it was a 1,000 square foot slab, we had 20 trucks of concrete. Trucks right now are in the low 2,000, so it cost us like 45 grand just for the concrete for this 8-unit apartment building.
How's that different in other states?
I want to say in Texas, we're like about 25% less. From a material perspective, it's funny, like a door is a door if you go to Home Depot. Where you save money is in labor, right? So like our framing costs, 25 to 30 bucks a foot. That's definitely on the low end for San Diego. But in Texas, like we've got framing for as low as like, I think $18 a foot. So I think the labor cost is the big difference between pretty expensive market like San Diego versus Texas. Your foundation is one go, so you'll typically start at 7 in the morning and be done by lunchtime. And the trucks are literally lined up behind each other. From there, you go into framing. Our framing cost on this project was about 30 bucks a foot on a 3,000 square foot building. So it was about 90K in labor to build this, 3,000 square foot building. So let's check out some of the framing and kind of what's gone on so far. So all this lumber, right, for a 3,000 square foot building costs us about 45K. So I think that comes out to about 15 bucks a foot. As you can see right now, we have all of our kind of what we call rough-ins. And so we have our electrical, our plumbing. I think our electrical for this project was about 10K unit, so around 80,000. And then plumbing was the low 80s. So that comes out to around 20 bucks-ish a foot. When you're building bigger houses, for example, and you have less walls, less kitchens, it's much cheaper, right? So for us, we build between, 250-ish a foot. In Texas, you can get away with building, for example, for 150 bucks a foot because, we're putting a kitchen, bathroom, all of that in a 300 square foot studio. But when you're doing these big, massive custom homes, it's so much cheaper because you don't have all this electrical plumbing. Even like, for example, copper. Copper went up 40% last year, so you think electrical. If you have these big open space rooms with just a few outlets, it's significantly cheaper to build.
I would think it'd be actually more expensive to...
No, dude, it's significantly cheaper to build. Like big rooms, like the barndominiums, like the cost per square foot on those is not that high. Because you're really just framing and you're doing white plumbing, white electrical. Every room has like its own sub panel, right? Like these are a few grand by themselves. Every small unit has its own water heater. They have their own shower pan, their own kitchen, right? Like these are expensive items. The stuff that's cheap is like drywall and framing is not expensive, right? So big rooms, not expensive. All the other mechanicals, you're paying money. So this is a 8-unit. The first floor is 4 studios, and then the second and third floors have pretty epic views. So we did large 1-bedroom units on each of the second and third floor. So 2 1-bedrooms on the second floor, 2 1-bedrooms on the third floor. This is a hot water heater closet. So here's your hot water heaters. In San Diego, we're not allowed to do gas anymore, so all electric. Absolutely love this layout. Kitchen on the back wall here. You have your couch and everything on this wall. TV right here. And then I love this layout because it separates the living room kitchen from the bedroom. Washer and dryer, which is a must. The amount of rent you get for what these things cost is an absolute no-brainer. The bathroom, you know, again, a normal size 5-foot shower pan, 36-inch vanity. I think this is a 12 by 11 bedroom. Have your own closet. Bed will go probably right here. Dresser, TV here. The best part about these units is they both have sliders and they open up out here. It's what people love living space, right? Like, we're in San Diego, it's beautiful, it's nice out. Who wants to be inside all day? Even though these are only 500 square foot one bedrooms, this feels like, you know, 600, 700 square foot. One little trick is oftentimes when you get a framing bid, they don't always include stairs or they'll charge an absolute premium. So negotiate the stairs early, make sure that's very clear.
Kind of crazy.
I've definitely messed it up once or even twice or maybe more than that. Okay, so the timeline on this thing, all the underground takes about 2 weeks. So again, digging, pouring your foundation, framing, we do about 2 weeks of floor. So first floor, second floor, third floor, takes about 6 weeks. And then it takes about a month to come in here and do all the rough in, plumbing, electrical. Usually your plumber comes in first, the electrician follows. You also have fire sprinklers, so you put all that in. Now you're around 4-ish months. And while that is all happening, you can actually go and work on the exterior. And so you essentially have to waterproof and get ready for stucco. We do stucco. I like it, costs more. But if you want to just do like shiplap or siding, it's also a good look. And then after that, you usually submit for your big inspection. And then once they basically sign off on your plumbing, electrical, all the things that you usually get called out on, then you basically just go to finish. So that takes about a month and a half. So think installation, drywall, paint, that's about 2 to 3 weeks in itself. If you can really push the needle, yeah, 6 months is fast. We're building usually around 7, but I would say the norm here in San Diego is a year, maybe more. All right, 30-second breakdown of cost. So we bought this building for $960K. It's gonna cost us $900K to build. It's 3,100 square feet, if you quote all the spaces. And that includes all the permits and fees. San Diego's insane. So our actual build cost is about $250 a square foot. So all in on this project, our carry cost will be about another $100K. All in, we're around $2 million. The building appraised for $3.3 million. So as long as we execute, get it done in time, do the math. This specific building, we actually raise money on. So about half our buildings we'll do either buy with their own money and build. Those are usually ones we keep and will probably be my kids one day. We raised, I think, $600K, and we will be probably selling this. And so we did a 50-50 split with our investors, and pretty clean and simple, just 50-50 split on profit. Investors get paid back their cash first.
There's no other way to wrap up a day on site than catching some San Diego lobster.
Let's go.
Got some? Yep, a couple more. Big one, the lobster ones are small.